These are the 10 messages that your higher self has for you. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sylvia Salow and I help light workers and starseeds to remember who they are and to help them in their ascension journey and in embodying Christ's consciousness and sovereignty. And in this video, I ask the consciousness we call the higher self what messages it has for you. And so let's begin. The first message from the higher self is, when you see yourself failing in some situation, a relationship, in something that you cannot figure out, you feel bad, you feel like a failure, but that's not what the higher self sees. The higher self sees you approaching a new situation and gaining your mastery, gaining your authority. And so for the higher self, you are not failing. You are learning and you are stepping into your mastery. No one expects perfection from you. It's about the journey. And so what if you rephrased your situations? What if you couldn't fail? What if it's that you approach every single moment as a unique experience, where you are learning your own mastery through that experience? What if there was nothing to fail at? How would your life change? The second message from your higher self is to allow yourself to make mistakes. So many of us are trying to avoid making mistakes. We think we do something for the first time and get brilliant at it right away. We think that we should keep up and just be perfect. But life isn't about perfection. There is no other way to grow and to step into your self-mastery without making mistakes. Because as you make those mistakes, you learn to trust yourself. You try different experiences and you will figure out the right way. No one expects you to know the right way, right ahead. And actually, I would really argue if there is a right way. I don't think there is just one way and that's it, and you have to find it, and if you don't, you failed. So what if you allowed yourself making mistakes? As long as you take responsibility for the results and consequences and you learn and grow from them, then you will become stronger. You will step into your queen and king consciousness. You will step into your sovereignty through those mistakes. So don't be afraid. The third message from the higher self is the higher self and the higher dimensional aspects of you can see you. They can see all of you. They see your mental, emotional body. They see your energy. They see what's going on for you. And so many people are trying to somehow hide from the higher self. They believe that they are somehow dark on the inside. There are those shadows, this guilt, it's something that they have to keep away from the light. But the light can see it. The light can see right through it. And so the higher self can see you. And the higher self is asking, do you choose to see yourself? When you choose to see yourself and own all of you, the good and the bad, the shadow and the light, it starts integrating. You cannot keep it separated. So where you are not seeing yourself? Which parts of you are you running away from? The higher self can see all of you and it thinks you are perfect. Just because we cannot see that perfection doesn't mean it isn't there. The fourth message from the higher self is that the time is not running out. The time is actually coming to a closure. So if you would visualize the time as a cycle, it's coming to a closure. That's why so many people feel like they don't have enough time. They have to rush, they have to do things quickly. And in some sense it is true. But they are not running out of time. You are just coming to that closure. When we come to that closure, we have the opportunity to go into that next level, which means shift into higher dimensions. Shift our frequency, our consciousness, make the jump. But the time is not running out. It just means like we are coming to the end of a cycle, and we are facing our things that we learned, the mistakes, the things we want to improve. It's almost like you are facing all of your karma when you are coming to that closure. But the time is not running out. You just have to face what's happening in your life and integrate it correctly. And if you want, you can access one of my past masterclasses, which is something I run every month on Zoom, masterclass on different topic. One of them is called the Quantum Time, 5D Time, where I talked about time. So if this is something you are interested in, you can find it linked down below. The next message from your higher self is that your higher self chose you to fulfill this destiny. The higher self chose you as that extension of itself to give life to that new age of light. You are the chosen one. And why? Because your higher self trusts you. Because your higher self knows you. It knows how you need to be activated. And when you are in your potential, then you shine. Then you truly created that new consciousness on that collective level as well. And so the higher self chose you because the higher self trusts you. Remember that. You are not broken. You are not here because you are, put here as some kind of punishment. You are here because you are the one who can get the job done. That's why you are here. The next thing that the higher self wants you to know is that the higher self works in abstract concepts. So things just like embodiment, love, power, whatever it is, it's always abstract. And so when your higher self is communicating with you, it gives you those it feels like a vague, abstract ideas. That sounds good, but what does it actually mean? Well, what it means, it's up to you. You are here to embody it. You are here to bring it into that physical reality, to master it. And so when your higher self speaks to you, it can tell you, all is well, all is love. Embody more love. And that's a valid answer. It's not that you didn't receive the answer, but what are you going to do with it? So remember, the higher self always works in abstract terms. On the other hand, the soul gives specific guidance. So there's a difference between the two. The next message from the higher self is, whenever you feel you are stagnating in your life, things are not moving, it's because you came to an end of some cycle. And you are supposed to upgrade yourself. So if you feel stagnant energy, ask yourself, why don't you allow the energy of your life to flow? What thoughts, emotions are keeping you stuck or stagnant? And what kind of upgrade and upliftment are you avoiding? Stagnation just means you need to go into that higher frequency. And so it's not something to dwell in. You don't have to be in that stagnation for a long time. It's not necessary for that growth. But it's important that you understand that there is some next level that you are not claiming yet. This is what stagnation means. The next message from the higher self is, it's important that you have moments of stillness. The stillness is important because when you are still, you are able to align with the energy of your higher self. You find that alignment. So for instance, when you are in nature or in meditation or anytime when you are still without any external distraction, you are automatically tuning in the frequency of the higher self. So allow more stillness in your life. The next message from the higher self is that everything in life is a lesson, that experience is a lesson. The higher self and higher dimensional aspects of you are also learning from your experience. And of course you are also learning as you have those experiences. But everything is just a lesson. And the lesson is just an information. So when something is happening, don't go into that emotion about it oh my gosh, this is crazy, or I don't know, this is so amazing. Just look at it as a piece of information. And think from that perspective oh, interesting that I'm experiencing this. It's just an information. It doesn't mean you are wrong. Just keep it neutral. So whatever you are experiencing, and especially those negative experiences, just look at it as an information and keep it in that neutral energy. That will help you to see what's the next step, how to transform that energy. You will have that clarity as long as you stay in that neutral energy. And the last message from the higher self is that to the higher self you are beautiful. And so, as I said before, the higher self is also learning through you and from you. And the higher self looks at you and thinks like, you are so brave, so courageous to come here to the 3D, having those experiences, gather that information. The higher self looks at you in awe. It doesn't see anything flawed, but you have to see yourself that way as well. That's what helps you to integrate all those fragments of the soul. So the higher self is really seeing you as something like a piece of art, something so amazing. And it's time to start treating you this way. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I'll see you in the next video.